A very good morning, student. This is your teacher Neela Mehlawat, and we'll continue the chapter, that is chapter number 3, Plant Kingdom. Dear students, so far we have studied the pteridophytes. Now in this particular lecture we'll be talking about the another specialized category of plants which are referred to as gymnosperms. So in this particular class, dear students, we'll study the gymnosperms. Okay, and I hope there is no doubt in the class, in the videos, in the modules that we have shared so far. Right, everyone? I hope you understood every concept. Okay, so let's start with today's topic, that is your gymnosperms. Now, dear students, you must have observed some plants that I'm showing you in the picture, like Pinus, Cadrus, and Cycas. Have you observed these plants somewhere? Yes. So basically, these plants, they form a category they are included in the category which is called the gymnosperms. Okay, and these gymnosperms, they include the medium-sized trees, tall trees, and shrubs. And basically, to name with Sequoia is a tallest plant. It is a tallest plant, that is Sequoia, right? Sequoia. Sequoia is the tallest known plant in case of gymnosperms. Now, to begin with the gymnosperms, we must understand the term which we're talking about, that is gymnosperms. The word gymno, Gymno, gymno means naked. So gymno means naked and sperm means seeds. That is the plants. So we can define gymnosperms as plants which have naked seeds. Now these are the plants where ovules, they are not covered with the ovary wall. If you look at the ovules, as I've shown in the picture, they are not covered with the ovary wall and they remain exposed even before and after fertilization. So their ovules, they are not covered and they remain exposed before and after fertilization. So they are exposed. The ovules, they remain exposed. Moreover, the seeds after fertilization, once these ovules, they are fertilized and they form seeds. These seeds, they are not covered by some protective covering. So as the name suggests, the seeds are naked seeds. So neither the ovules are covered with a protective layer nor the seeds are covered by a protective layer. Seeds are exposed. The seeds are present outside the body, right? They can be seen with the naked eyes. If you look at the plant, you can easily locate their seed. Now gymnosperms, dear students, they basically have the tap roots. These plants, they have tap roots, and in some genera, in some organisms, they are associated, as in case of Pinus, the roots of the Pinus, they are associated with the fungus, and this association is called as mycorrhiza. Okay, this association is referred to as mycorrhiza. As in case of Pinus, we observed, and this mycorrhiza, this helps in fixation of nitrogenous gas. Okay, this helps in the fixation of nitrogen. So this is you can say association, a fungal association of the Pinus with the fungus. So roots of the Pinus, they are associated with the fungus and they form the mycorrhiza as they are forming in case of Pinus. Secondly, in case of Cycas, in case of some other organisms, other plants, Cycas, there are some specialized roots which are called coralloid roots. And these coralloid roots, they are associated with cyanobacteria. So they have an association with cyanobacteria, and these cyanobacteria, again, they fix nitrogen into the soil. So they also help in fixation of nitrogen into the soil. The stems of these such plants, they can be branched or unbranched. As in case, I tell you, in case of pinus, the branch, it is having this, the stem is branched in case of pinus, while in case of cycas it is unbranched. The leaves in case of cycas is a compound leaves, while in case in some species it can have simple leaves also. So gymnosperms, they exhibit both, that is simple and the compound leaves. In cycas, if I talk about these pinnate leaves, as you can see in the photograph, these pinnate leaves, they can persist for number of years. Okay, they can persist for number of years. Now leaves in case of the gymnosperms, they are well adapted to stand the adverse extreme conditions of temperature, humidity and wind. As you can observe in case of balsam fir, it bears such leaves, so even if there is deposition of ice, the leaves, they remain intact. Like in case of coniferous plants, as I am showing you in the picture, they have needle-like leaves. As you can see, they have needle-like leaves, and because of the presence of needle-like leaves, the surface area is reduced. Okay, so they basically reduces the surface area. So needle-like leaves, they reduces the surface area, and secondly, they are covered with thick cuticle, and they have sunken stomata. Sunken stomata means stomata are present inside in the deep. Okay, and this will help in preventing the loss of water. So first, the leaves, they are needle-like, so that surface area is reduced. Secondly, they are covered with thick cuticle, and third, they have a sunken stomata, which prevents the water loss. Now coming to the gymnosperm, dear students, in case of bryophytes, we have spoken that they are homosporous or heterosporous. But in case of gymnosperms, they are heterosporous. So heterosporous means that they bear two different kinds of spores. The plant produces two different kinds of spores. One is a microspore, another is a megaspore. And this microsphere, okay, this microspores, so there are two so they bear different types of spores. One is called the microspore, another is called the megaspore. And these microspores and megaspores, they are arranged spirally on the plant, and then they form a structure which is called strobilus. Okay, so microspores, they will form the male strobili, and megaspores, they will form the female strobili, and they could be present on the same plant. As in case of pinus, both the structures, they are present on the same plant, and they could be present on the different plants also, like as in case of cycas. So in case of cycas, microspores and megaspores, they are present on the different plants, while in case of pinus, both these strobili, they are present on the same plant. Now these strobili, they consist of microsporophylls. Okay, the strobili, that is your male strobili, it consists of microsporophylls and the microsporangia. Okay, dear students, that is why it is called a male strobili, right? And microspores, they develop inside the microsporangium. Okay, microspores, they develop inside the microsporangium, and then they form the pollen grains. Not all microspores form the pollen grains, only a few, a limit number of cells, they will form the pollen grains, right? And the development of the pollen grain always takes place in the microsporangia. While you can say that the cone or the ovules are present in the megasporangium. Okay, megasporophylls, they contain the ovules, and these ovules, they are covered by some protective covering, and this basically contains the megasporangium. Okay, they contain the megasporangium, right? Now this megasporangium, as you can see in the photograph, you can clearly identify the megasporangium, the megaspores inside the megasporangium. Can you locate the megaspores? Okay, now this megaspore, as I told you, they undergo the process of meiosis and form the 4 megaspores, right? So megasporangium, it will undergo the process of meiosis and it will form the 4 megaspores. Now out of these 4 megaspores, only 1 megaspore will form the female gametophyte. ठीक है, हमारे पास 4 मेगास्पोर्स हैं, 4 में से 1 मेगास्पोर जो है वो फीमेल गेमेटोफाइट बनाएगा. ओके, इट विल फॉर्म द फीमेल गेमेटोफाइट. क्लियर एवरीवन? एंड इट विल कंटेन 2 और मोर आर्किगोनिया. इसके अंदर आपको जो येलो स्ट्रक्चर्स दिख रहे हैं, दे आर आर्किगोनिया. सो इट विल कंटेन 2 और मोर आर्किगोनिया. सो megasporangium, it will undergo the process of meiosis and it will form the 4 haploid megaspores. The 4 haploid megaspores, out of 4, only 1 will form the female gametophyte and it will contain 1 or 2 archegonia. Right everyone? Archegonia means the female sex organs. What do we call it as archegonia? The female sex organs. Now basically, as I told you, there is a formation of pollen grains. Pollen grains is a male gamete, and you can say just now we have discussed about archegonia, that is a female gamete. Now pollen grain that will be transferred from the male plant, okay, that will be transferred from the male plant near to the female plant with the help of the wind or water or by any other agent. So once this pollen grain reaches the female part, it develops to form the pollen tube. Okay, it will develop and it will form the pollen tube. Okay dear. Now this pollen tube, which is carrying the male gametes, okay, this pollen tube is containing the male gametes, and these male gametes, they will move towards the archegonia, which are present in the ovules, and they will release the male gametes into the mouth of the archegonia. Now after fertilization, after this fertilization process occurs, there is a formation of the embryo. So after fertilization, the zygote will develop to form the embryo, and as you can see the structure, so there is embryo formation and the ovules will form the seeds. Okay, the ovules will form the seeds. So after fertilization, what will happen? The zygote will form the embryo and ovules form the seeds, and these seeds, they are uncovered. They are not protected by some covering. They are naked seeds. They can be seen from the from your eyes. They are not covered by some covering. Now dear students, when we are talking about the gymnosperms, these gymnosperms, they are quite important, as many of the species, they are used for varnish. In case of varnish, in preparation of cosmetics and lumber also. So gymnosperms, they are quite a variety of plants. They include a variety of plants, and these plants, they are very, very important. They not only balance the you can say the nature, but they also provide some well acknowledged products like varnish, cosmetics and the lumber. Okay everyone? Okay. So coming to homework for today, first of all, you will make notes of this topic, and secondly, you will read the page numbers 38 and 39. And if there is any doubt, students, you will ask me or you send your queries on my personal number, right? Okay, so that's all for today. Bye everyone.